Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, sir, entrepreneur. Welcome to IFYL, Inspirations for Your Life. Thanks so much for popping in here tonight. It is May 21st, 2023. It is a beautiful Sunday night. Thanks for popping in. And if you're watching us on replays, thank you so much. And if you're new here, you'll see a QR code. Just take your phone, scan that QR code with your smartphone. Or if you're listening to us, you can go to believemeachieve.com for more great content that I produce pretty frequently. Let's get to our master topic, shall we? Here it is. Understanding why some people want to still work remotely. Series 2, Show 21, Episode 2. Series 2 means we are in our second year, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, our second year, which I think is really pretty cool. And we just keep creating some amazing content that I'm sure is going to inspire you. Okay. I will tell you that, we are really passionate about getting stuff out there that's going to make a difference in people's lives. I mean, I think that's the name of the game. And I will tell you that it's a little bit crazy sometimes because, whether you're watching us on replays, whether that's 1 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 a.m., 3 p.m., 10 a.m., 10 p.m., 12 noon or 12 midnight, or whenever you choose to watch us, thank you so much for making Inspirations for Your Life a daily part of your day. I know that you're probably wondering what this is all about. And I will tell you that it's about you making a choice. Yeah, it's about you making a choice. And so we're talking about a very interesting choice, ladies and gentlemen, a choice that's about working from home. I think that's a pretty interesting one. And I said to you that I know things can be challenging for a lot of people, and thinking about your life as a person that's going to work from home. I know that can sound like a daunting task. Okay. It can sound like a daunting task. And I don't say that to scare you. I say that so that you're aware of what's actually going on. Does that make sense with everybody? And there are lots that go into, WFH, working from home. Think about that for a moment. I think what you're probably realizing is that working from home is something some people do, but they don't really embrace the culture of it. Okay, they don't embrace the culture of it. The reason they don't embrace the culture of it is simple. It's because they think it's supposed to be a certain way, but then again, it isn't. And so when we think about, the fact that working from home sounds like a great idea, the question is, we know and we've heard before, what is working remotely? It's where you do your resources at home, right? Or not at the office. But what are rules or guidelines, I should say, rules for, working remotely? Because I think this is a challenge for a lot of companies. There are a lot of policies you can implement, right? And I think the biggest one is companies need to determine what positions are eligible to be part of the work from home, um, let's say, uh, authorization, if you will. Another thing that's important is going to be availability. If a company allows remote work, then available expectations should be outlined in the policy. Are you available 9 to 5? Are you available 1 to 4? And what's your responsiveness going to be like? If you get a message, I mean, a lot of people, when they're home, they don't respond as quickly as they do when they're in the office because they're really not working. And is there productivity or ways we can tell if people are doing things that are going to return an ROI? Or are they just, you know, kind of doing it in between, making breakfast, making lunch, making dinner, baking cookies, or maybe they're deciding to clean their closet or something. And they're all trying to do this in balance while they're working, and that's not good. And so, is the right equipment at home that you can work and service clients in a great fashion? Is there tech support to support these people, right? And what about termination? Companies need to plainly state that no employee will be terminated on the basis of working remotely. The reason this is important is we have to understand that many managers are uncomfortable with remote working because they can't see their employees. But the thing is the person working? If a company has a preference on the physical environment an employee works in, they put it in the policy. And you have to be upfront what you're really looking for. Security. It's a big problem with working remotely. Big companies spend thousands, if not millions of dollars to make sure information is kept securely. But when information is taken out of the office, security is not always guaranteed, right? Employees need to be extremely careful in the workplace. And companies that have data and now they use Wi-Fi at home, and they may not be using encrypted or secure Wi-Fi. They might be using open Wi-Fi, and your information might be leaking out to some of your neighbors. Client confidentiality. If you have a client call in a cafe, you have to make sure you aren't discussing or sharing sensitive information that could potentially cause a problem down the road. Nothing could stop a remote employee from doing so. But if they did it, what would the ramifications be? And I think people need to be clear about what happens in a remote workspace as opposed to what happens if you're not in a remote workspace. I think that's a big challenge for a lot of people. Okay. I think that's a big challenge. And I will tell you that this is something you have to get comfortable with. It's something you have to get comfortable with. I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's interesting. Okay. And you might be wondering, like, why? And the why question comes up quite a bit. And this happens for many, many reasons. It's because people are oscillating back and forth between should I work from home? How to tell if I should work from home, right? So, one thing is important to realize is that, are you someone that's able to um, be self-motivated? Do you have space in your home that you could dedicate and make your office that would be a place that would be private and out of the way of the hustle and bustle? Am I more productive when I'm alone, or do I have to be with people? If I have a challenge, am I able to resolve that, or do I constantly need to have someone hold my hand? Am I proactive about communicating, or am I just kind of reactive when it becomes a problem? Do I have good childcare options? How will I cover childcare costs? Is my family on board with me working from home? Do I have the necessary equipment? Is my company providing it? Do I get distracted easily? Am I self disciplined? Would I miss working with people? How would I handle loneliness? Am I organized enough to work from home? So these are just some questions. And we'll keep talking about more, but understanding your workflow, I think, is very, very important, and knowing how you do things in your life. That might sound crazy, but in honesty, it's the truth. In honesty, it is the truth. And you might be saying to yourself, well, John, this can't be possible. It is very possible. It's very possible because you need to understand that working from home is not a free pass. You still have to get the work done. And you might think that it's a country club, but when push comes to shove, you're the one that's going to be paying the piper down the road. You're the one that's going to be paying the piper. Now, I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but this is the reason why things don't work out for people. They don't understand that working from home requires you to sometimes put more effort in. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Are you someone that is able to adapt to change? Or do you constantly have to always do things a certain way all the time? Are distractions at home going to prevent you from doing your work? I mean, that's a real big one, ladies and gentlemen. Is that going to hurt you? Are you going to be able to use the tools you're given at your home and be able to be productive and useful with those tools? Are you going to be able to communicate with the rest of your team that might be in the office and some might be from home, and also attend things like video conference calls and chats and Slacks? And are you going to be okay with that? Or are you someone that has to have a face to face? Some people are different. Doesn't mean that it's worse or it's better. I think every person's style and also the industry. The biggest problem with people working from home is that they just don't seem to take as much initiative. That's what I've noticed. I'm talking with these large Fortune 500 companies. They got people working from home, and half the time their headset's not even correct, or they don't have it set up right, and they can't hear you, or they hang up, or they blame the computer. But see, this is not proper etiquette from working from home. Working from home is not a right, it is a privilege. So I don't want you to think that every company has to allow you to work from home. Okay. And if you ask me the question, do companies have to let me work from home? No, they don't. A majority of workers want to remain home, but the problem is they don't get their work done. And one of the big things, according to Harvard Business Review, is don't let your employees or team pick their work from home days. You pick them. So I think working from home is definitely going to be a very popular question. In 2022, the amount of women that work from home was 29.6%. And the amount of men was 36.9%. That was a 0 to 1 day per week. The amount of women that worked a 2 to 4 day work from home arrangement, 36.1%. The amount of men, 40.1. A 5 day per week, women 34.3 and men 22.9. So that's a very interesting thing. This means that people go into the concept of wanting to work from home, but then when they get into it, they say, wait a minute, I don't know if I can do this. And a lot of times they want to tell people that they don't want to do it before there's a problem. Because if you're not able to get your job done, if you're not able to get anything done, and if you're not able to help the clients or communicate with your team, it's going to blow up in a bad way. Well, ladies and gentlemen, do you know who I am by now? Yes, you do. I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, been a pleasure, been an honor to be with you this fantastic, amazing evening. I hope you'll like, love, support the channel. Definitely comment below. Tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. And you know what? Share this out with everyone you know on social media. And then be sure to go to my YouTube channel, John space C space Morley space serial entrepreneur. Look for that key phrase, everyone, to help keep our content free. Click on that PayPal link and make the choice to buy my team and I a cup of coffee, a bowl of fruit, or perhaps a savory dessert plate. But either way, we're going to be very grateful those pennies and dollars you invest into us, that we're going to put that into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping motivational content to inspire you to change your life to become an even better version of yourself. I thank you so much for popping in. And remember to check out BelieveMeAchieve.com, scan the QR code, and check out all the amazing stuff that we release here for you every single day. Have yourself a great rest of your night or morning, and we'll talk to you real soon, all right? Be well, and remember, motivation starts with you, and you have a choice to do it.